On Wednesday, scholars, community leaders, and residents gathered in Eggleston Square for the 9th annual Reading Frederick Douglass Together, a public reading and discussion, to recite the meaning of 4th of July for the Negro.
I do not hesitate to declare with all my soul that the character and conduct of this nation never looked blacker to me than on this 4th of July. Whether we turn to the declarations of the past or to the professions of the present, the conduct of the nation seems equally hideous and revolting.
The power of Douglass's speech is in the way in which it teaches us, it instructs us, it moves us to know that no matter how difficult the times are, no matter how perilous it might seem, no matter how great the hypocrisies or the contradictions, that we can move forward, that we can build the world that we want, and we can do it together.
The life of the great Frederick Douglass lives on through his renowned works, whose messages about equality, liberation, and anti-slavery still ring true today.
Frederick Douglass has the classic quote, "Power concedes nothing without a demand. It never did, and it never will." I think this is a really important thing for us to remember. Today, and in general, when we're interacting with presidents and congresses and parliaments, and understanding that human beings, citizens, non-citizens, are inherently powerful. One of the things that I think resists this is we're afraid of that. Because if we are that powerful, then we have some responsibility to do something for our friends, for our neighbors, for our communities, to try to make those things better.
From his start as a self-educated former slave to his accomplishments like his impactful speeches and advocacy for abolition, Frederick Douglass is a hero to the enduring fight for freedom.
This is a moment when you still had people who were enslaved legally in the United States. In which they said that, black people had no rights, the white people were bound to respect. And so Douglass is challenging his colleagues, in fact, in terms of the question of power, and that we have to understand the structure of the system, and that we have to tear that system down in order to build a new society. And so he was very clear on that, and I think that today we need to do the same thing, but a lot of us is not clear on it.
The work that needed to be done to help bring about the full humanity of all people is what we are still striving and fighting for today. And his words we need to be reminded of every day. We need to talk to our neighbors, our families, our friends, our elected officials, but most of all, to remember that we are our own best advocate. We are the ones to make change happen, to bring about equality and goodness in this world.
Participants were empowered by the inspiration and hope that his writings instilled, and walked away with a feeling of renewed commitment to the pursuit of justice and equality.
I repeat, I am glad this is so. There is hope in the thought, and hope is much needed under the dark clouds which lower above the horizon.